Cloudbelly is an award-winning indie folk and chamber pop band from Western Mass with a sound that is at once intimate and cinematic. The group is fronted by singer-songwriter Corey Laitman, a former member of the New York City anti-folk scene and a Signature Sounds record label artist, whose ethereal poeticisms are delivered in a spellbinding voice that tips its cap to Sufjan Stevens, Joni Mitchell, in equal measure. Laitman is joined by guitarist and ambient sound sculptor Sam Perry and drummer, producer, and sound mangler Nate Mondschein. I know. The record features everything from hook-heavy indie rock anthems to tender folk ballads, left-of-center art pop odes to hypnotic, haunting meditations, but each highlights Laitman's unique ability to send listeners spiraling into reverie, only to grab them by the collar and set them back on solid ground. Well, hello, Corey. Nice to
Hi.
nice to have you join me.
Yeah, it's good to be here with you.
I gotta tell you, I remember it seems like just a few months ago, it was probably 3 years ago, but it seems like it was just recently that I played Crayon on the New Music Alliance radio hour. And
Whoa.
my first thought was, wow. And my second thought was, keep an eye on this band. Can you sum
Oh,
up
wow.
your thoughts on the past 3 years? Happy is a
Yeah.
struggle, an evolution, maybe?
Sure. I think all three of those things. Yeah, it's been a chaotic time. And there's definitely been some difficulty and some struggle, and also a lot of really beautiful serendipitous things that have evolved really easily and organically. And I'm really happy with where the band is at now.
Your latest
Yeah.
album, I know, is superbly produced, on par with Boy Genius and Lucy Dacus. I don't want to overlook your talent, but what you put into the lyrics in the music. But I want to offer praise to the amazing team that you assembled as well.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would love to hear about the evolution of the songs on this album. I mean, you've worked at Ghost Hit Recording,
Yeah.
uh, Andrew Odell and Nate Mondschein, and mastered by Annie Casella. It seems like every time I look at something amazing, Annie Casella's behind it somehow.
Yeah, that's not super surprising to me. Yeah, she's a genius. Um, I think everyone who worked on this, every it's a team of geniuses, you know. Yeah,
And that's
so
and
mhm.
you assembled it. You it's like assembling the Avengers. You put them all together, right?
It does. It feels like a team of superheroes. It's really fun. Yeah. So yes, you mentioned most of the key players. Andrew Odell at Ghost Hit Studios, Nate Mondschein, who works under the moniker Best Man. His studio is currently in Hawley, Vermont. Just a totally brilliant producer. I never want to work with anyone else as a producer ever again. I don't see any reason to. Um, yes, Annie Casella mastered it, and then Reed Sutherland composed string parts, all the string parts on the album, and Cynthia Tolson played the string parts. So those are two folks that feel very important to mention. Reed also played keys on the album and bass.
A
Yeah,
great,
it's definitely
a,
a super troupe.
a great assembly. I mean, it seems like you really evolved from the 3 years ago when I first heard your music, and I saw you a couple of years ago at the Arcadia festival out in the middle of the woods there. That was such a great intimate performance. I love that.
Oh, I'm so happy you were there. That was so fun. That was 3 years ago?
I think that was 2 years ago, maybe.
2 years ago. Okay, that makes more sense to me.
Hmm.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that was so much fun. I sort of wish we had a microphone for that performance. It felt like a bit of a stretch
I
to
think
do
I have a couple of the songs on
but
video.
really? Oh,
I
that's
do.
so fun. There was one moment during that performance where a little kid in the front, like right at the end of a very sweet song, farted so loudly. It was so
Now I gotta
amazing.
check my videos.
See if you got that on video. It's unbelievable. Yeah,
It
so cute.
never fails. I think it's an unfortunate circumstances make the best fodder for heartfelt songs. And you wrote, I know, I know, I know, after two consecutive failed relationships.
Mhm.
Um, I think you already said you're in a better place now, right?
Mhm.
Good.
Yeah, much better place. Yeah, they were both big teachings. I learned a lot from both of those relationships. Yeah, and I'm still very sad. I think I don't know that I'll ever not be sad, but
Mhm.
it's turned from just pure sadness into something more complex, you know. Like I'm sad, but I also understand and I have enough distance to be able to take something from it besides just pain.
Was writing the songs and putting the album together a cathartic experience for you?
Very, yeah, very. And it was especially cathartic to have a team of people around me, kind of fleshing out the songs in these really beautiful ways. I didn't write anybody else's parts. I only wrote my parts. And then Nate came in with drums and figured that out. And Sam Perry, who I haven't mentioned yet, my
The
the
pedal
guitar.
guy?
Yeah, the pedal guy. He's the best. And he filled out the spaces so beautifully, and they all really made the songs their own. And that was just as cathartic as writing them, that process.
I've been watching a lot of your videos and performances over the past year recently. It seems like the team you have now is just more cohesive and much better.
Mhm. Yeah, oh yeah, it feels like about as good as it's ever been. Yeah, I'm really lucky.
And I really love, I'll go back to you kind of going to the next level from when I first saw you. I love the layering of the vocal harmonies, the emphatic background rhythms, the inflection and other vocal effects. All these little touches kind of make your current music stand out.
Hmm.
Did,
Yeah.
did you kind of contribute to that a lot yourself, or was it more your team that you put together?
No, I got into the production aspect. I'd never been in a position where someone was felt game enough and was competent enough to do it, like in the world of production, to stack harmonies in the the enormous ways that we did on the album. But once it was presented to me as an opportunity, it was so much fun. I love finding weird, quirky harmonies, and it turns out that I really like that part of the recording process. And Nate, stewarded me through it just like a pro.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think you have an ability to tell a story in just a few short lines, which I always admire. I always feel it's
Thanks.
a bit of creative genius when artists can do that. Do you take inspiration from anybody in particular when you write that way?
Oh my God, so many people. I was talking to my friend Reese this morning on his podcast about two very formative people for me were Deb Talon, especially her super group, um, as of now disbanded, the Weepies.
Mm.
That first album, Say I Am You, I think it was the first album. It was the first album I came across, but I loved that album. And her writing, I think, is just so magical. It has this really surprising way of unfolding that
Mm.
is so disarming, but at the same time feels so obvious. Um, and but only after it's happened. And I was talking also about this woman, Antia Duvakot, who I think is just so brilliant. She was really formative for me. Um, yeah, I love so many people. Those are the two that I was thinking of this morning. But the world of singer-songwriters is rich in storytellers,
That's awesome. We
for
recently
sure.
played both of those. We played both of those artists recently on the New Music Alliance Radio Hour. That's cool that you bring them up.
Yeah.
I really love the song Handfuls. It's kind of like a mantra, a period of self-reflection, a time for healing. Did you actually write this on a snowy day?
I wrote that song as a part of Peter Mulvey's songwriting group. Do you know Peter?
Yeah.
I'm sure you know Peter Mulvey. Yeah. So he was leading this, I think, 12 week, many week songwriting group on his Patreon. And I decided to try it out. And I think I wrote that to the prompt snow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was just snowing in the imagination of the song, but I don't think it was actually snowing outside at the time.
Your ability to the lyrics just really make it so, I don't know, brings it to the mind so easily. So you did a great job.
Thank you. Yeah, I like that song.
And
Yeah.
I really love the video you have for Handfuls. The one that you collaborated with the theater production. You want
Yeah,
to
yeah,
talk a little bit about that?
sure, yeah, totally. Yeah, so we filmed it at the Shea, in collaboration with this immersive theater production called Happening that Sam Perry actually originated with our friend Kat Adler. And yeah, it's bonkers. It's this sprawling collaboration between all these artists. I think there were 20 artists involved this time, and every artist uh, is both a character in a kind of overarching narrative that takes place within the space, and each artist or team of artists is tasked with decorating an entire room of the Shea and kind of turning it into its own little world that has to do with the overarching theme. And it just is a wild, trippy place to hang out for a few days. All the rooms are so different. And it's really an altered space. And so we were lucky enough. So Sam Perry's wife, Linda, is the general manager of the Shea. And so in part because of that, we got access to the set of a happening the day after it closed. So it was all ours. And we have a friend who lives in town, Robert Kriskowski, who is a Hollywood director. He just lives in Turner's, a super unassuming, but also very charismatic dude. He's just incredible. He's top of the pops. So good. Um, and he, because of the writers' strike and the actors' strike, his work had paused for a little bit, and we asked him if he would be interested in filming a music video for us. He was like, "Yeah, sure."
Oh, cool.
So he assembled his own team of super troopers, some of whom had collaborated with him on previous films, and brought them all to the Shea. And we got this insanely pro video that a band at our scale has absolutely no business having. And it was so fun. It was such a crazy experience.
That's cool. I'm glad I asked you about it.
Yeah, yeah,
I was
thought the
gonna
best.
I was gonna ask you what you were doing before COVID, but then I had some extra time yesterday. And I started looking on Bandcamp, and I saw that you had some solo work as well.
Oh
I
yeah,
did a
yeah.
deep dive, and I can't believe I haven't heard your music before. I would have played it on the New Music Alliance radio hour a lot sooner.
Oh, that's so nice of you to say. Thanks. Yeah, I spent most of my career doing the solo musician thing. My
So
career
you're going to be at the Green River Festival coming up, I believe, on Sunday, is it?
Sunday.
Sunday the 23rd of June.
Yes.
Um, have you performed there before?
Yeah, twice.
Oh, cool.
Mhm.
Do you have any favorite memories of the festival?
I just love that festival. I love hanging out on the grounds. the first time I went to the festival, I wasn't playing at it. It was still at the GCC campus, and my best friend and the person who was to become my current partner and I all did some fun drugs and hung out at the fest. And it was a really, really magical, because just doing drugs doesn't make a magical day. You have to also do something magical, and it was
You got
it
to
was really
add some hot air balloons and to make them really.
precisely, yes, precisely. But more recently, it's been really fun to attend the festival at the new location, and I love hanging out backstage, and
Have-
getting to peek at like Lake Street Dive and
Oh,
Sierra
yeah.
Barrel.
Yep.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
always amazing artists that are on the lineup, and this year is no exception.
yeah, yeah. This year is nuts. Fleet Foxes. I've been such a fan of Fleet Foxes for over a decade, and Gregory Alan Isakov and freaking
Gregory.
Kate. Are you kidding me?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Some
Awesome.
really serious artists.
Well,
Bonny Light.
I'm looking forward to seeing you there on Sunday, the 23rd. Would you like to play a quick game?
Yeah, let's play a game.
It's real
Sounds
fun.
great.
It's called Lyrical Ponderings. I'm going to give you a song title. The song title is in the form of a question. You
Mm.
can either tell me who sang the song or answer the question.
Whoa. Okay.
Pick a number between 1 and 201.
78.
78. Here we go.
I'm so scared.
Can you feel my heart?
No.
That was Bring Me the Horizon from 2013.
Whoa, I never would have gotten that. Never
Uh,
would have gotten
Me either.
that.
But thanks for trying.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, you're welcome.
Corey, thank you so much for taking some time with me and love your music. Love I know. Just released in February. And best of luck to you. Best
Thank you. Thank you so much for
everything.
the conversation. Yeah, it was really good to meet you.
Great to meet you too.
Okay, thanks.
Take
Bye.
take care.